Greetings everyone. Here we are to detect and predict credit card frauds. As the world is turning digital crimes are increasing too. So here is our team consisting of Naveen, Hari Prakash, Alifia and me Sushil. My sincere gratitude to our mentor Vibhushitaka. So we have done two different models, one using machine learning and one using deep learning. Machine learning allows application to become more accurate by using the previous output data as the input to predict the new output. This shows the libraries used and their purposes, like the NumPy, which is used for mathematical calculation, and matplotlib used for plotting the curves. So here we have used the Panda module to analyze the data, and to import we use the .read function. Class 1 represents the fraudulent transaction and class 0 represents the non-fraudulent transaction. The data set is being organized here and the variation is being plotted. There is always an imbalance in the amount of fraudulent and non-fraudulent transactions, so testing and balancing was done. Of all algorithms, we have used the logistic regression algorithm. Using this, we could predict the accuracy and precision of the model. Also, various other parameters are predicted for the efficiency of the model. This shows the confusion matrix, which is an error matrix. This also shows the pictorial representation using matplotlib. Module is saved in the name of .pkl file in the pickle module.
Apart from ML, we use deep learning for developing our model, and the important library used over here is TensorFlow for building up the neural layer. We use pandas to read the CSV file, and we classify 0 for non-fraudulent and 1 for the fraudulent transactions. We split our data into trained data and test data. Here there are some of the techniques that we used to build up the neural layer. Sequential is used for ordering the neural layer. Convolution 1D is used for applying the suitable convolution layer. Maxpool 1D is used for pooling operations, which selects the maximum element from the set of a filter. Flatten is used to convert the two-dimensional layer into a one-dimensional linear vector by appending the each row of 2D layer. Activation function is a nonlinear function which we apply to the neural layer. Here we are using ReLU activation and sigmoid activation. Backpropagation is an algorithm which we use for the feed-forward neural network. Dense is used to set up a neural layer. Batch normalization is used to learn each layer separately and to standardize the data. Dropout is used to avoid the overfitting of the model by dropping out some neural layers. Epoch is the number of times the model needs to be get trained. Adam is a type of optimization algorithm. Binary cross entropy is an error function which we use to classify either a fraudulent transaction or a non-fraudulent transactions. Metrics is used for the evaluation of the our data. So using the above techniques, we compile the model and we optimize the data by plotting the learning curve using matplotlib.
Flask is a lightweight Python framework for web applications that provides the basics for URL routing and page rendering. Pickle in Python is used primarily to serialize and deserialize our object structure, and it converts our Python object into a byte stream so that it can be stored in a database and to transport it over a network. In our case, the home and predict function are employed to guide the end user to the interface for collecting details and to relay them to the model that's built. When the main block calls the app.run, it runs the entire web app to arrive at a prediction. The HTML page that was developed in-house performs a few essential functions for us. That is, serving as an end-user interface to accept transaction details. This includes time, amount, and other details. Running the characteristics by the model, and finally, relaying our prediction back to our client. The welcome page uses the form and input tags, among others, to accept data from the user, assigning individual names, IDs, and data types to each input characteristic. On the results page, the metadata is characterized and the link tag is employed to create a relationship between our HTML page and our prediction model.
Dataset looks, and this is in the form of CSV, and the data set has been primarily taken from the Kaggle website, which is famous for machine learning and deep learning based projects. And apart from that, the first column actually explains about the time taken by different transactions by the user, and the other columns represent how the amount has been varied over the transactions, and this has been recorded in the website of the bank. Or the transactions have been encrypted to the form of integers in order to preserve the privacy of the user by the respective bank websites or any other institutions which utilizes such kind of algorithm based approaches to detect different kinds of frauds. Program is about importing of different modules, and with the help of these modules we can train and test the data set, and we can also analyze the various specifications of the data. And once it is done, then the next part is exploratory data analysis. With the help of this we can analyze how the data set varies and the various other parameters of the data set, which is available as CSV file. And once it is done, with the help of sklearn module we will be developing or creating a model, and with the help of logistic regression algorithm, here the classification algorithm is being utilized, and the logistic regression algorithm is being imposed on the data, and this data set has been classified as genuine and fraudulent, and this has been trained to the model, and with the help of the testing data set we can also test the data. And this once it is done, we would be utilizing accuracy score and some of the Matthews correlation coefficient score. These are some of the scores which are being available, and with the help of this we would be analyzing the efficiency of how the model works. And once it is done, with the help of index.html and result.html, which are two other web pages, and which is very much necessary to develop an interaction between our model, and with the help of flask function we would be importing or exporting our model data and also the data set available from the current transaction. And with the help of this we would be analyzing whether the transaction is genuine or fraudulent. And this is how the index.html result.html works, and this is nothing but a simple website, and this interacts with the model with the help of flask module. And result.html is the final web page which will be outputting about how the transaction has been analyzed and what is the result of the current transaction, whether it is genuine or fraudulent.
So to explain about the convolutional neural network based approach of fraud detection, everything else is the same except that instead of the logistic regression based algorithm based approach here, instead of that we would be utilizing the convolutional neural network layers, and with the help of nonlinear activation functions and some other optimization algorithms, you will be imposing the function to a nonlinear function, and you will be optimizing how the learning has to be done. And with the help of some other dropout and some other functions, we would be optimizing how the learning has to be done. Instead of making it overfitting or some other operations, we would be optimizing it to be reduce the computation power, and with the help of that we would be developing the model. And everything else is the same except that the layers has been now converted into neural network layers instead of algorithm based classification approaches.
Execution of the program. And this warning is because that I don't have a GPU, and this will not create any errors, so it will go on executing. But in case of using TensorFlow based modules, you may need a GPU. So with the help of Colab, you can override it, and you can utilize it in a normal computer. And once the model is being built in a Colab, you can import it and save the model in your own computer, the respective folder where you have been showing using the data set as well. And once it is done, it would be even easier for you to execute any kind of hard deep learning or machine learning based programs. And we will be moving to this website, and this page, with the help of this page we can enter the current data transaction, and once we click the predict button we would get the result. And so we have got the result as the current transaction has been genuine, and